XOMA Exotics presents Not Another Reptile podcast.
Uh-oh, you got your mic muted. There he goes.
Yep.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How's it going?
It's great, man. So glad you come on the show. We had Jeremy scheduled and Jeremy got sick, so we gave him a pass this time. So hopefully he gets to feeling better, and I do appreciate you being like, yeah, bet. I love it.
Sign me up. We've talked over the past few weeks, months about getting on, and it opened up. So I'll hop on it as quick as I can.
Heck yeah. Well, I have actually quit booking so many people all at one time because I would spend a week booking out for the next 3 months.
Yep.
And because everybody's scheduled, they're busy, they have to schedule stuff like this for somebody like you to be able to be like, yeah, I'm like, yes.
Right. I think it was funny. I told you backstage, been doing a lot of schoolwork, got a lot of stuff to do, and I was like, 7:30 I won't do, and then I forgot you're central. I was like, I can do 8:30. There we go. I can do 8:30. So my plans were do my work, and it'll take until 7:30, 8 o'clock. But I was like, oh shoot, 8:30, I'm good. So I was super, super happy to get on to here and have a nice chat with you and the people in the chat and all that stuff. Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime, man, anytime. Hey, Nikki, she got on here yesterday. She was like, I am going to be first. Reptiles and Oddities second. There we go. Of course, James third. He's usually like right on up there. There's Mike. And hopefully we'll get some more people trickling in here and there.
I sent it to a couple of my buddies around here, so hopefully they'll hop in at some point.
Yeah. Typically, it takes a little bit on Wednesdays, about 30 minutes, and it'll get to rolling pretty good.
There you go.
Keys has his show. We're kind of booked 30 minutes at the same time. So,
I got you.
Anyway, I talked to Stan today. I was trying to tell you this earlier, and he said, ask him about the KRG.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this? What is this? And he's like, just asking.
Got you. So KRG is interesting. It was a gene founded by someone who I do not know, but I know Jim Holt from Fox Valley Reptiles pretty much purchased his whole collection, bought out the project, except for the 5 or 10 animals he might have sold before that. So KRG stands for Calabash Reduction Gene, similar to like an Enchi look. I do not have too many simple combos. I'll be right back. The most simple thing I have is a pastel KRG. I can show that to you right now.
Okay. Hey, Chris, how's it going? And Chris and Carissa. And I do want to let everybody know we do have a new code here from Mr. Charlie at Gray Rider Reptiles.
666.
All right.
So that is a pastel KRG. She is 100% het hypo and then 66% het for pied.
Wow.
So just, again, kind of Enchi-ish, very banded. Yeah. Blushed all throughout the dorsal in the bands. Very interesting. So not a lot of people work with it. I bought it in the collection I purchased a few years ago. From Liz and Kyle. They were great friends with Jim and had a lot of KRG. So I kind of just hopped into it, having probably the second most KRG out of anyone in the States. Actually, because no one really has it outside of the States.
Yeah.
So last season, or actually in 22, I produced probably 5 or 6 clutches of them. This year I did probably again 5 clutches of them. Have produced some interesting things. Got some visual pieds out of it who are now sitting in my holdback rack and should breed in the next 6 months.
Oh my.
I really, really like what it does in some combos. Whereas like this was one of the probably the craziest. Nope. This was the craziest one I've ever produced. Just look wise. So that it's going to be really hard to pick up on camera.
Oh wow.
Color. But the pairing was kind of weird, kind of stupid on my part, just with how many genes were in there. But so Dad was a super black pastel KRG pied het hypo. So a KRG panda pied het hypo, a GHI lesser pastel vanilla, and I got that. So I don't know exactly what it is, and it came out like a bell. So I cut it and I was like, why is there a bell in here? Dad doesn't have a bell gene, whatever. But it was all white. And as it's grown, then it doesn't show up great on camera. It's a cream color and it actually has like pied ringers towards
I've seen that.
So I don't know exactly what she is. I know she's black pastel. I know she's GHI. I know she's pastel. And I know she's Mojave. The vanilla, and I'm pretty sure she's KRG with the difference in pattern. Don't know about the vanilla. She's het pied and posset hypo.
Wow.
So very, very interesting animal there. I actually right now have a pair locked up who's a KRG Phantom Leopard yellow belly pied male to a banana pied female. That will be an interesting pairing.
Yeah, because like the look of the one you just showed, it was like it almost looked banana, but a lot lighter than a banana.
Right. And that's pastel. That's pastel. And then that one is just, I think it's the black pastel making the pewter. And then I'm guessing adding the vanilla on top just made it super, super bright. I know it's GHI with the eye stripes and a little of the pattern on it, but I'm just guessing it's so bright in the pewter combo, like it just washed it all out. Yeah. And there's some other very interesting combos. This is going to be awkward to do, but let's see how I can do it.
It's okay, Jeremy. He's sorry he had to. He's listening while he's laying in bed.
Jeremy, you're all good, man. Hopefully you feel better, dude. I hate to hear that you're not feeling good.
Hey, Nikki. Chris wants to know if you want to come let him cuddle you, Jeremy. I mean, that's between you two guys. This is not the PA chat, Chris.
So that is kind of an older adult KRG, never been bred, 2,000 grams. She is, as far as we know, a black pastel fire KRG hat pied. Very creamy, weird looking color. Paradoxed almost.
Yeah.
My favorite KRG I have right now, since I got her, is this.
Oh,
super dark. So this is KRG Phantom Leopard Yellow Belly het pied female. And she is going to my Hypoclown het pied this year.
I cannot believe the dorsal stripe on that thing.
Ridiculous. So
I've never seen anything like it.
She's crazy. I love her. And I have her sister who's fire and pastel on top, who's going to my Monarch male. So I'll be making some interesting KRGs this year, hopefully, if these girls decide to go.
Hey, Rob. Yeah.
And go ahead. Sorry.
Do you sell any of those?
I do. I've sold actually a pretty good handful. Someone's, I think, coming to get one this weekend, just a local person. And then this, again, not a great view with the light, is a visual KRG pied.
Shit. Very
interesting striping pattern. Alien heads on the side of a pied. It's really, really weird.
Mm-hmm.
And even on the inside of it. So this is just single gene KRG pied female. Decided to keep and see what to do with in the future. And I did hit a KRG calico pied as well last season, but she is stupidly deep in shed and looks like crap. So I think KRG's fun. I don't know the exact direction I'm going to go with it. I know I want to get it into some clown pied. I have some pairings this year to maybe make some KRG pied combos that are het clown. And actually that one pairing, hopefully to make, KRG phantom. Well, actually I wouldn't want phantom, but KRG leopard yellow belly pied double het hypo clowns would be probably.
I love phantom.
I do. If you saw Dad, you'd know why I don't want phantom, just because in the pied it's super high white because of the bow complex.
Oh.
It's just literally, it's really funny. It's his head and like one patch on his tail. And Jim ID'd it as KRG Phantom Leopard Yellow Belly as a hatchling, and it proved for all those genes somehow. It was the stupidest thing.
That's crazy.
It's a fun little project I'm working with. I'm tinkering around. I've definitely made some interesting looking animals with it. Just trying to see maybe get into some hypo, get into clown, pied, monarch. Just see what I can do with it.
So do you do like any ultra male or albino, anything like that?
I'm actually trying to get out right now. So ultramel, I have none. I have the monarch. So I decided I got into monarch from Troy at Best Dress Balls.
Yep.
And so I was like, I don't want to do ultramel and monarch, even though I love them both.
Right.
I kind of fell into monarch instead of ultramel. So I'm not. And I like the monarch look a little better personally. But
really?
Yeah, just for myself, I like the darker tone to it. But ultramels are still great. I love ultramels too. But I do have albinos. That's one thing I argue about all the time. I have normal albinos. I'm trying to get rid of them right now. I have candies and candinos who I'm debating. The candinos are 100% going to go. I have 2 adult female candies that are posset pied, a black pastel het candy, like 5 animals in a candy project who I'm figuring out if I want to let go of. They're all candy pied except for one. And then I have lavender. I have 1 lavender albino. Again, kind of fell into that in the collection. He's
Adam.
Pastel lavender who's 66% het for G-stripe, VPI xanthic, and 50% het for pied. So and I got females who are VPI xanthic, het lav, posset G-stripe, posset pied. I got like 2 of those. So
yeah. So are you gonna put it so like I know in certain genes that it will turn purple on the darker stuff will make it turn purple, right?
Oh, on the monarch, yeah.
Well, yeah. No, on your other one, the KRG. Like, have you tried to put that into something to see if it would turn any purple?
The KRG I've mixed with the main dark gene I've mixed it with is GHI, and they have made some of my favorite combos, KRG combos. So I made a GHI KRG something black pastel. I've made 3 GHI black pastel KRGs.
Oh, wow.
And I've been pissed off because I made them, I think, 3 years in a row, and I've made 4 actually. All of them have been male, and I have not kept one of them because they're male. Oh. And their dad is GHI Mojave black pastel KRG, but he doesn't look as cool because of the Mojave really stripes it out.
Adam has a good one.
His babies looked better. You shooting for G-sharp pies? Yeah, I am definitely shooting for G-sharp pies. I have a few. That's another thing I've been debating on getting out of. I have 2 females. One's a pastel cinnamon double het, and one's a cinnamon double het. I have a Enchi yellow belly double het and a KRG Enchi yellow belly double het. All of them are between 1,400 and 2,000 grams. So my limit to that is the only male I have that's 100% double het in that project is banana cinnamon pastel. So with 2 of my females being cinnamon, I don't want to go that route with the super cinnamons.
Yeah. Or
the pewter G-stripe pies just don't interest me as much. So actually, I'm throwing that KRG Phantom Leopard Yellow Belly pied male in with the cinnamon double het and the pastel cinnamon double het to hopefully make some really wicked combo pieds that are posset G-stripe and use Charlie and test them out.
Yeah.
and see if I want to keep a couple of them and maybe do that. The 2 other girls, though, the KRG Enchi Yellow Belly and the Enchi Yellow Belly, are going to go to that double het male this year to try and make. Again, I can make banana and yellow belly G-stripe pieds. It's double het to double het, so my odds aren't great. But again, I got 3 codons on his side and 2 and 3 on the other side that are completely different. So I might get lucky and make some crazy G-stripe pieds.
It sounds like you're going to be doing a lot of stuff, but what is it like your most anticipated clutch this year so far?
I think there's different levels to it. So actually my first clutch is very anticipated. It's not the craziest clutch, but it is my first clutch to make clown pieds. And it is my first clutch in doing so to make any double recessive that's not an albino pied or a candino pied.
Oh, okay.
Myself.
Right.
So bought a clown pied male years ago. Probably 8 months ago, I bought a pastel leopard double het big breeder girl from Kyle Hoffman, and she's ovulating as we speak. So
oh, wow.
The clown pied project is by far my favorite project now. And what really got me sparked into going higher end stuff. Pieds are what got me in. Clown pieds are like pieds got me into keeping snakes. Clown pieds got me into breeding snakes, is how I'll put it. So I just actually, no one knows, I just purchased a male 2 days ago who should be shipping in next week. It's a pin clown pied het hypo male. I got a hypo clown het pied male. So now I'm trying to work hypo into it because that's another recessive I love. But that clutch being able to make my first double visual that's not an albino pied, which no shout to albino pieds, but
right, yeah,
pied, come on, that's why I did it. And you know, just being excited with that. Genetically, there's a few clutches I'm just dying for. So my biggest one is probably I bought a Super Enchy Orange Dream Hypo Clown male from Jason Kenninger at Tinley in October. Breeder size male. And I'm going to be pairing him to a Fire Monarch female. So hopefully everything will be Enchy, triple het, Hypo Monarch clowns, maybe get some OD and some fire in there. Everything from that clutch is hopefully going to be a keeper if I hit the right sex odds.
Yeah.
And then I have triple hets. Hopefully, I did the pairing last year and she reabsorbed, but I got a clown pied female going to my Monarch male. So that's another one I'm really dying for. There's no codoms in there, but just triple het Monarch clown pieds or something I wanted last year and she reabsorbed. So I was like, I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
So super stoked for those two. There's a few other clutches in there that are, again, I just sent a shout out to Charlie. That will really depend. That could be my most powerful clutch if she proves. It's a het Monarch that's possibly het for pied. If she proves het pied, then I have a deal with someone to get a male that would hopefully make Monarch pied. So if she proves het pied, I'm going to get a male and pair them and hopefully get Monarch pieds. Would be, again, something just I've ever since I saw the Monarchs and saw Troy's Monarch pied and Showcase's Monarch pied. I was like, so.
Do you have any visuals you can show us?
Monarchs? Yeah. My male is super deep in shed, so won't be the best representation, but here he is.
Oh.
So super dark. Again, he is cloudy and in shed, but very dark. That's why I like Ultramo. It's bright. But for me, I'm a little dark. I like the burgundy tones and all that stuff in him. So bought him as a Monarch, possibly het for pied. Sent his shed out to Charlie. Didn't prove het pied, which is fine. Fine. But that was a little kick in the nuts. But
big kick in the nuts.
Right. And then the other one, I only have 2 visuals right now.
Okay.
But this is Fire Monarch. This is the girl that's going to the Super Enchy OD clown, Hypo Clown. And she's sitting at about 14 millimeters right now and has gotten a lock-in already. So I bought her from Troy. All of my Monarch stuff so far is from Troy at Best Dressed Balls. Love him.
You were telling me that the other day that y'all have a really good relationship.
I love Troy. more than I've told him.
Solid world of pickles. I know. Hey, Shay, I hadn't seen you like
All right.
your name pop up in a while. That one, she said that one seems a lot cleaner. It does. Like
Yeah.
the fire just brightened it.
Mm-hmm.
But left the dark's dark.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that I'm not going to say is hindering the Monarch project, but a lot of the Monarch stuff that's out right now is very bright. So obviously, you know, John, he produced some GHI Monarchs, some of my favorite Monarchs that have ever been produced, because the dark genes with that burgundy color, just perfect. So what I'm doing is that Monarch male is going to go to some GHI hypo stuff I have to see how, you know, Monarch hypo GHIs look and Monarch hypos in general look. But getting some, love to get chocolate into it. I don't have a way to do it yet, but you know, I want to get some dark genes in there more than it kind of sucks. It's still great, but Enchi, Odie, and Fire, very bright genes, which still work good with Monarch. But I think the key to the future with Monarch might be getting hypo into it and then getting some genes into it as well. So I think Desert Ghost is one thing that sucks with Monarch, if I'm being frank.
No.
It does nothing to it.
Have you tried the Montley gene yet?
I've not. I don't have it actually, but I think one thing that again could combat the Desert Ghost Monarch being not my favorite looking Monarch, and pretty much everyone in the Monarch's project not good Monarch. Throw chocolate, throw blackhead, throw something to it. Maybe because the DG's in there, it does something else. So
the Motley is supposed to be like pastel, except for opposite. It makes it darker.
Dark. Okay. Yeah, I've seen who like KG makes some.
That's where mine's from. I bought a Desert Ghost Motley Enchi from him. So
there you go.
It's kind of a mix of everything.
He KG's got some freaking hate. Oh my god.
Man, when we went to his house, I was just like shocked at everything he was pulling out of those tubs. I was just like, I may as well quit because I'll never be this level.
And I think I don't know. That's the great part about this is like it's fun seeing what you have and what other people have. Again, I don't like comparing myself to other people. It's sometimes I'll sit there and I'm like, God, I wish I had the amount of Monarchs Troy has or whatever.
Right.
But again, it's like for me, I've got time. I'm still young and all that fun stuff. But
so let's take a step back. So we were talking about this earlier. You started when you were 7 years old.
Right. So I got my first ball python when I was 7. Didn't breed or anything. I just got normal ball python as a pet on Christmas Eve. My parents surprised me and my brother with a corn snake. He didn't really like snakes, and when they got him that snake died in a power outage, they got him another snake, ball python, and in like a year it was my snake. So it was. He was like, I don't want it anymore, dude. Just take it. So I just got snakes when I was 7 years old as a Christmas gift because I love animals. I love all animals, but for some reason snakes were just like that's it.
So here's you a question. Do you remember how many clutches you had your first breeding season? 2.
So I kept collecting balls for years. And when I always say I was 12, but I think I was 11. Going back through my pictures, I decided I wanted to breed. So I have pictures from when I was 11 pairing a kingpin female, who I still have, to a desert male, who was my first ball python. Well, second ball python was a desert male, not a desert ghost, a desert. And you know, I look back and I say, thank God they didn't lay eggs. But the next season, I was 12 years old, and my kingpin laid, and my pastel laid that year, and I still have both of those females. The male that produced both those clutches was a banana spider. So. And I still have one baby from each of those 2 clutches I produced, even though I bred the male once just to say I did it. He was just a banana and has a paradox on him. The first ever animal I produced second clutch I ever produced had a paradox in it. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm keeping that. But just a banana, so I'm never going to use him again to pair. And the female I kept was a lesser spider pin. I might do the same thing. Might pair her just to say, hey, the first snake I ever produced laid a clutch. But it's not like I'm going to be making the crazy stuff with her. It's just I have her fundamental value, right?
But you could also put the KRG to her, right? And
funny,
you never know what's going to come out.
Right. Funny enough, I did something similar and found out don't ever freaking do that. So KRG is, from what I know and what I tested, not good with spider complex. It is perfectly fine on its own. It's similar to leopard, so there's no super form that's visual. You can make a super, but it looks the same as a KRG. Okay. But I bred, I don't even know the male. It was some KRG male het pied or visual pied to a Woma pinstripe het pied, and got 4 eggs, all to term, cut the eggs. 3 of them were super kinked. 1 was kinked and had a shark mouth. All of them. So again, I don't know. Might have been bad luck or incubation issues, but I hatched a clutch 3 days before and a week after, and they were fine. So I've never done it again to test, but I don't think I will. Again, doing it to figure it out and make sure, don't do it is valuable. Right. But again, I'm not going to do it. Like, if I have a feeling it's not viable, I'm not going to put a female through that when I know, hey, she lays 8 eggs and loses 1,000 grams, just so I know if her babies are going to live. So again, with the, advancement in genetic testing, maybe we can figure out stuff like that. What genes do have and don't have, problems. Again, we don't have that now, but maybe 2 years from now I can say, oh, KRG and spider, you can't do it. Or you shouldn't do it. Or spot nose and double spot nose. Yep, it'll have a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do it.
What has been your most successful clutch?
Ooh. 2 ways to think about that as well. The most
expensive. There we go.
Expensive would be one of the clutches I did this year. Was a Orange Dream Mario Spot Nose Desert Ghost male to a Pastel Yellow Belly Genetic Stripe female. So I hit a Mario Spot Nose Double Het male, Orange Dream Pastel Mario Double Het male, and then 3 really nice different combos, but 2 of them are Orange Dream Spot Nose Mario Pastel Double Hets. One's a Orange Dream. I had 8 eggs. 2 of them died right out of the egg. The 2 that died right out of the egg were the only 2 in the clutch that did not have Mario in it. So I think,
can you show those off?
I can.
Man, we're all about show and tell here, and show and sell. So if you have anything you want to sell.
Oh no, that sucks. My favorite female from the clutch is Super Deep in Shed.
Oh no.
My favorite. So this is a male, Mario Spot Nose, Double Het, Desert Ghost G-Stripe. Pretty interesting looking animal. Looks a little different than a Spot Nose. It's not going to show up great because
got the Spot Nose head.
Right, and these neck stripes. Come on, dude. There, I love those 2 nice stripes down his back. The back of his neck are great. Then the female, who genetically is the worst female I have, but she's the Orange Dream Mario, Super Deep in Shed, and you can still see it, how clean she is, how open her alien heads are, and how bright she is. And she's in the deepest stage of shed you can be. But God, I love this snake. And again, I have 2 girls that are pastel and spot nose on top of this that I would sell before I sell her.
Wow.
So
hey, Mark.
The one animal from the clutch that is still technically available. I was going to keep all of them, decided, you know what, maybe I'll sell one. But if it doesn't sell, I'll keep it and won't be too mad. Is this one? So this is one of the, wait, is she the OD one? Yes. So this is Pastel, Orange Dream, Mario Spot Nose.
So,
Whew.
Adam
Double.
said, what does Mario do?
Mario, well, so Mario is, God, dude, chill. Is, I don't know if you guys have heard of Jungle Woma that,
Oh, yeah.
who's it? Tony works with a lot. It is said to be similar or the same thing. Again, no genetic testing on it or anything like that. But Justin from Canova is who made it very popular. Brightens it up, changes pattern a lot. Like if you look up, he's made some videos on it, and just the Super Mario Desert Ghost is really what I want. And so I'll grab the dad to those. Oh wait, I can't actually do it because he's not locked. There you go. There, dude. Oh. So this right here is the only Mario I have visual.
Holy cow.
So this is Dad, Orange Dream, Mario Spot Nose Desert Ghost, produced by Justin. Crazy male. Really upsetting male, I'll call it. I got him. Breeder size pretty much when I got him. Wouldn't eat, wouldn't breed the first year, so no clutches. Then the next year, I paired him. Still wasn't the best eater. Paired him and locked up like a champ. Stopped eating, and I only got one clutch from him, which was that. So I've had him for, this is going to be his third season, and he's only given me one clutch. So actually what I'm doing with him this year is he was just in with a pastel het DG. My main goal is to just make him again and use the sun as the main Mario male, just because actually recently, I'm not going to jinx it, he's been eating better than he's ever been. He's 200 grams heavier than he's ever been, but just with the way I know he's worked before, I would love to have a backup male in the project because I don't right now.
Right.
He's going to make pastel het DG on top of him. I just want to make more of him, or with pastel is fine. And I want to make probably some double het hypo Desert Ghosts with Mario.
So do you run a certain line of pastel?
I don't. I've never found myself as interested in, again, buying a pastel because it's, damn, that's the best pastel, right? At least anymore, I'm actually trying to shy away from pastel a little bit. I'm not trying to be like, screw pastel, but I have so much of it that I'm trying, like some of the stuff I'm buying or producing, I'm like, okay, don't put pastel on both sides. Or if this male is pastel, maybe try and find one without it.
How you doing, Steven?
Just because I have so much of it. But so no, in that regard, I have not done a certain line of pastel. I have done a certain line of black pastel though, because of my Panda Pie project that I started, and it was actually the clutch I was going to use as my most fulfilling clutch. It's the first project I ever got into. The first animals I bought specifically to pair to make a specific animal is what I'll call it. Was a black pastel pied male, a female, and a black pastel het pied. All were E&G line black pastel. Heard it was better for kinking issues. And last season, I was 22, I was able to make 3 Panda Pies. And all of them were perfect. Sold all of them. And am not really trying to make it on purpose again. I have black pastel in a lot of places, and I've pied in almost everywhere. So if it happens, it might happen. But you know, I needed to do it because that's why I did it. That's why I got into the Panda Pies. That's the only reason I got that mail. The only reason I got that mail. So I'm not going to screw it up, even though it's 3 years down the line and maybe I want to do something else now. I set my mind to it. I'm going to do it.
Right. Just do it.
I'm doing the same thing to a different level with that Monarch and the Clown Pied. It's like, maybe I can make Clown Pied het hypos this year, but I said I'm going to make triple het Monarch Clown Pieds. I'm going to do it.
Well, it's always, to me, a really smart man named Earl told me this, right? You got to think about the future before you think about today. Look ahead. You know, pair for ahead. Don't pair for what you want right now. So I mean, it's true to an extent.
Oh my God, yeah. I think I've shifted a lot this breeding season to that philosophy. There's a lot more of my pairings, the way I scheduled my breeding season with, the way the market is right now and sales have gone, and with the way I just want the quality level of my genetics to be, I changed a lot. So I'm not pairing clutches specifically to sell like I used to. It's every single pairing I'm doing has the potential to keep one or more of the clutch, and the quote unquote junk, which could again be OD-NG hypoclowns, could be the junk from that clutch, will be very valuable. And I'm probably going to want to keep them, but I'm not going to pair albino pied to double head just to sell that clutch. I'm going to use all the stuff that I could keep, would want to keep, all that stuff for myself. And again, what I'll be selling from some of these clutches I have paired up right now, like I got 4 locks today out of GHI Hypo to a Paso Mojave Yellow Belly Clown Het Pied. So there'll be nice 100% double het hypo clowns. GHI Mojave, I'd love. 50% het pied. I'll send the sheds out to Charlie. Bam, triple heads with some nice cheap. I have the Super Enchy OD hypo clown is in with a Super Enchy lesser fire het hypo. Some very nice hypo het clown combos. What's up?
That's an awesome one right there. I love all that.
But that's kind of how I've shifted to. Last season I did 25 clutches. I could have paired about 50. I think I paired 50 animals ish. Could have paired 60. This year I'm pairing probably about the same number, 50, but I have an extra bunch that I'm not. So I have probably about 100 to 110 females I could pair who are ready to pair. But I'm deciding, hey, 30 of you guys are going to either go for sale or just take the year off because the male that would be great for you just doesn't have space this year.
Right, yeah.
Instead of just trying to pump out snakes to pump out snakes.
Yeah. I'm going to play the sponsor video real quick, and we'll be right back, everybody. Thank you to all my wonderful sponsors here. Yes, there's 11 of them now. Thank you, everybody, for supporting me and having my back all the time and just being awesome sponsors. I love you guys. So,
all right.
Negative. We're going to talk about a touchy subject. Negativity in the industry. You said you dealt with it when you were younger.
Oh yeah.
What was some of the stuff like? We were talking, and I'm the same way. I'm all about the kids, right? And you're like the same. Because
real quick, guy who just hopped in, Frank Rossi, that's my boy. Came over tonight, grabbed some rats. Go give him a follow if you don't follow Frank.
Oh, right. Let me write it down real quick.
Really solid guy. So I think again, coming in, just getting snakes and going to snake shows since I was 9 years old. And actually having an interest in snakes at that age really shaped the way I view people, right? So the show I'd go to the most was just my local show, happened twice a year, called Rexpo. Love that show. But I'd go in, I'd try and talk to some vendors and just kind of push to the side, which again, I'm very in the middle. I'm not a very controversial guy, so it's like, okay, I get it. A lot of people
Right.
are like that. That's just not the way I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, being a 9 or 10-year-old kid, super enthused and excited about buying snakes, and at the time, probably had 10 or 15 snakes at home. Having someone at a show, hey, like what is a killer clown, and then being like, go learn about it somewhere else. Pretty much, like I was told, are you gonna buy something? Again, not even like I wanted to hold a snake. Like
Right.
I do that very often. Hey, unless mainly if you're a kid, hey, can I
Right.
hold this snake? Are you gonna purchase it? Are you interested? Like this and that. But it wasn't in that way. It was kind of just asking questions. And it was like, hey, are you gonna buy a snake? Or just not even that, just giving me no attention because they didn't think I would. And then I'd go 3 tables down and buy 3 snakes. So like that formed a huge like imprint on me with how I treat my customers and what I look for in friends. So that's why I view Troy as one of my just best people I've ever met in this industry. I was probably 14 or 15 when I got my first snake from Troy, and I still have her right there. She's a banana black pastel Spectre Pied. He had her on Morph Market for I think $1,500, gave me a deal right away, was super interested, and hit me up a couple of times after, like, hey, how's she doing? This and that. Like after that, I was like, God, I like this guy.
Yeah.
But seeing now 4 years, 3-4 years down the line, going to dinners with Troy, buying X and X from Troy and all that stuff, just actually getting to know him. It's like, yeah, that's who he is. And so when I meet people at shows, whether I'm the vendor or looking at the snakes, I've had occasions where, yeah, I really love that freaking snake. But again, if the interaction doesn't go too great, then maybe I can find it somewhere else.
And you've vended a lot of shows too, right?
Oh yeah. I think last year I probably did about 30 shows. This year I'm scheduled for 20 something. Trying to cut down a little bit on shows this year.
Oh, that's cutting down.
I think last year was rough to end the year. We did 8 straight shows until December 16th was our last show, but 8 weeks prior we were out of town every weekend. So it was just really stressful on us. On the animals, I'm guessing they ate well. They did whatever they needed to do, but being out of your thing 2 days out of a weekend every weekend for 8 weeks straight is like, okay, great.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Right. So we were like, we're not doing that again. And some of those shows we didn't vend, which is fine. Like we went to Arlington, and we did not vend. We just went to check it out. But again, we're there Friday, Saturday, and get home Sunday at midnight.
So are you going to be doing it this year, the Dallas one?
I will be at the Dallas show vending. I'm excited, a little nervous. It is by far our biggest drive and biggest expense for a show. The farthest drive we've done was 12 or 13 hours to St. Louis. This one I think is 22 or 23 hours to Dallas. More nervous about the car ride than like the show. When we checked it out in Arlington, I loved it. I think it was great. Actually, Frank will be taking the drive with me coming to Arlington.
Good.
He's coming to Tinley. He went to Tinley with me last time. I mean, can't talk too good about him.
Give him a big head. We don't want to do that, right?
Right. No, he's another one, right? That I didn't, I met Frank on a Keys Constrictors hair down Friday, and he lived 10 minutes down the road from me. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah. And ever since I met him, we've just been hanging out once or twice a week, ultrasounding snakes together, all this stuff. He buys rats from me every week, and just that's what I look for. And even people like you, who I've never ever talked to in person until Tinley, and since then have not seen you in person again, and texted here and there, but just the vibe. I know it's kind of cold, but like the vibe that people give off means a lot. So
Yes, it does.
I hate, and myself, the biggest thing I don't want to be is what like is do and be is how people treated some people treated
Right.
me when I was
Yeah.
younger. So one of my favorite pictures I have on my freaking phone is just one of the worst one of the worst vending shows we ever did was a just small show in Rhode Island, and I don't think we sold one snake, but towards past hour of the show, I just sat there and talked to this group of kids for like an hour. My dad snapped a picture of it. And again, none of them bought anything. And that's not what I wanted. I was like, okay, it's cool. These kids were probably, there's only 3 in that picture. There's probably 10 around, but like 5-10 kids that are 5 or 10 years old that I just sat there and talked about ball pythons with, because there's no point in not doing that.
Exactly.
I think, again, it's just personally how I see it. And again, a lot of the people who wouldn't pay me any mind back then either aren't doing it anymore or now want to buy snakes from me. So
Exactly. And how does that make you feel?
like it's, and I'm never and hate to be a boastful person or someone who gets a lot of attention and credit. But I think it's important to, again, be kind to each other, be kind to everyone. Like,
yes.
No matter if you have 1 snake or 400, or you're breeding like Justin, or again, breeding like me when I was 10. So everyone deserves respect and love, and just be freaking kind to people, because if you're not, then you're not doing it right.
So are you going to be working the show in Massachusetts, or however you say it?
In Boston? No, in Rhode Island? So, Springfield? No. No, we have not done the Springfield show. I don't think ever. It's one show. I think for some reason it runs into some other shows that we do, or it's like after, again, a 2 or 3 week tear, and we're like, we need a break.
Yeah.
So I've never done the Springfield Mass show as far as I can remember. Again, they kind of blend together sometimes.
I bet.
But
that's a lot of shows. But how many animals do you have altogether?
We're sitting around 400.
Wow.
Again, we just did an auction, so we're shipping out a pair next week. I just bought a snake I'll get next week. We get a clutch. We do this, like, it changes. Like, I think I have 8 of Frank's snakes at my house we're doing that are technically not mine, but we're doing split pairings on and stuff like that. So I sit usually between, like, probably around 400. It depends on how long, like, this stuff stays, which is what I made last year, which is these 2 racks. That rack's half full. This rack's half full. I'll need to combine them. And then that one down there is my whole back rack. So again, if they stay around for another 3 months, I'm going to have an extra 50 babies to put in there. So I might be up to 40.
Man.
Right. So, right. I'll be getting this clutch. I should have another few clutches rolling in the next few months. So,
yeah.
Right. Like, I think it's funny how it changes,
Yep.
nowadays.
So, do you have anything you want to show and sell? Stan never did say it. Usually he does, but I think that's where he was getting to up here.
God,
I don't know. He always says it though.
You're putting me on the spot right now.
Don't you love it though?
I do. I didn't think about it. There's so much over here that is for sale. Let's see. So,
well, people, tell us what you want to see.
Right.
There he goes.
So, like, right here, this is a black pastel, possible a lot of other genes. It's possible GHI, possible yellow belly, but yeah, black pastel pied female. I got her. I don't know if she's on Morph Market, but she's $250. if you are interested in anything I have, shoot me a text, shoot me anything. Instagram works great too. My morph market's not super updated, but
I got a smile out of you.
yeah. But my morph market's not super updated. Haven't had too much time to put it on, so I think I have 80 or 100 snakes that are technically for sale, but I might only have 30 or 40 on morph market. So like that's a big one. Another, oh god, urine shed, but this thing's sick. So that is actually a do not bite me. You are such, she's horrible at biting, but she is GHI, Mojave, Black Pastel, KRG, and Yellow Belly. Heifer, 66% heifer pied female.
Frank wants to know if you have any pads for sale.
Such an ass.
And I guarantee you that's going to be Sammy's next question.
Right. Pieds, where are they? We rearranged everything, so
Take your time. Shoot, we got all night.
yeah. So that pied het albino.
Ooh.
Male. I have 2 of those pied het albinos. I have some albino het pieds, males and females as well. Could do pairs on those. I'm very open to offers. We'll run some pair deals or anything like that. So
Gotta move them.
Oh yeah. So these are, I have 2 of these right now. These are clown 100% het pied females.
Oh, now I may be interested in one of those for myself.
Just got their 6th or 7th meal in, ready to go. Have not been to shows yet or anything like that. Crazy head stamp. The dad from this was a clown pied I bought from Kyle Hoffman, which he imported from Europe. And he threw some real wicked clowns through it. So there's 1 female. I have 2 of those, look very similar. And I do have, where is she? 1 other female who is the same thing. She would be the last one I'd sell for some reason. Again, compared to the other one, very reduced. And the dad is very reduced as a clown pied. So I don't know if it's genetic, if it's blade or whatever. Again, compared to a normal clown, like look at that side. Very interesting.
Crazy. It's like 2 different sides. It's like split in the middle.
And then look at that side. Kind of normal clown.
Crazy. Yeah.
Man, nothing. So yeah, I have her, which I would sell, and I do have a male. So I have 3 females that are clown het pieds and 1 male clown het pied, as well as a double het female. She's the biggest of the bunch. Normal double het female. I will give, again, great deals on anything I'm showing or anything you're just interested in.
All right.
So this, I'm going to have to show it off, even though it's technically not available yet, but it will be in 2 weeks because I just love this freaking snake. This, again, horrible lighting. Whatever. It's a banana cinnamon yellow belly het clown, male. It's just, I don't know why it's so cool and so interesting.
Right.
I hit another male from that clutch who will also be for sale around the same time frame. They've only had, this one's had 3 males, and this one has had 4. This is the banger from the clutch that I'm selling. Oh, do not bite me. So this is a banana super enchy special yellow belly het clown male. Female. Oh, and all of these are female makers. Came from a female banana.
That was going to be my next question.
Yep. I got 4 bananas out of it, and all of them were male. So, kind of annoyed about that, but they're all female makers.
Wow.
Banana super enchy special yellow belly het clown male.
That's pretty.
He's such. I'm gonna get bit, aren't I? I do have, he said, some Het Monarch stuff available.
Emma said first dibs.
This is I have two of these right here. These are Firefly Calico Het Monarchs. So this is just one.
wow.
They are all possible yellow belly. Mom is yellow belly. But it's very hard to tell in this combo. I don't know.
Do you have a male? Are they all male, female? What are the
This,
genetics?
I have two of these females. I have just auctioned that one off. I have a pastel calico het male and two normal het males. I'll run some good deals on those. I have this girl listed, I think at 1,500. I would do lower than that. I would do lower than that. I'll say that. But
Dang, there wasn't an auction right now.
yeah. Oh, God damn it.
No,
Right now.
no. You can do whatever you want to do.
If it's because Emma said first dibs, don't listen to that.
No, Stan. He said, "What's the starting bid?"
Stan, text me. All right, I'll hook you up. Don't worry. So I have two of those.
Hey, Scott.
And I have a Firefly, or no, this is just a pastel het female. She's bigger than all the other ones. She's probably about, I can get a weight on her right now, but she's probably 180, 200 grams maybe. Not huge.
What was she again?
Just pastel het monarch. These were all possible het for pied before the dad got proven not het. She is 223 grams right now. So just pastel het monarch female. Another one. Very nice girl.
She's pretty, yeah.
And these are ones that they sell, they sell. If they don't, Monarch is one of my projects. So
right, yeah.
They're all technically in my holdback rack. So again, they are going to shows, a few of them. But again, if they get to 400 or 500 grams, they'll probably stay here just because.
Right.
And I do have also a calico het monarch male, as well as a pastel.
Ooh.
So he's this one I think is yellow belly, just with the crazy flames he's got.
Oh wow, yeah.
Very high expression calico as well. But he's a nice male. Pair any of the males with the females, get a good discount on them. I just yeah.
Marilyn said, "I'm going to get my card. Take my money first, please."
These are cool. Whoa, God. So this is Cinnamon Enchi genetic stripe.
Ooh.
Female.
Very pretty.
And one of my favorite clutches I made this year was this clutch, because I made 4 of these insane looking snakes, which people really loved.
Whoa.
That is a banana Cinnamon Enchi genetic stripe.
Holy cow.
So I actually I have one of these left. I made 4. This one's on hold. I have one left. It's a male. And that one's 400. But these females are a way to get there. Alita combo, Cinnamon Enchi. Who's got trick? I don't have trick, man. I don't have trick. Frank, don't.
Frank and the Team Ultra Male. Oh my goodness. Who does that sound like?
Yeah, and I have some other stuff that's technically not ready yet.
You can still show it though if you want. I mean, they can wait.
I have this girl who has only had 2 meals so far. She is a Candino pied. Will be available.
Pretty.
The first Candino pied I've ever made. But again, I talked earlier, I'm probably going to get rid of my candies. Or my albino stuff is 100% going. My candy stuff I'm debating, but my Candino stuff is 100% going. If I were to do candy, I want it pure candy myself. Mm-hmm. But Candino is just, it's so beautiful already. Like,
yeah, right.
I'm struggling because it's so freaking cool. Even though really I just want the nice candy. So I have that female. I have a pied het candy female. I have a Candino 66% het pied female. And I have a pied het candy male. Actually, I have 2 of those.
2 of those.
and 2 het candies that are 66% het pied males as well. I think I have.
You were talking about you had some adults you're going to sell too?
Oh yeah. Here, I will move to the other side.
I know people are very interested in some adults right now.
Yep. Most of this stuff was kind of my original breeders that are just taking the year off, or just I don't need to really pair anymore. So nope, wrong snake. One of them is this big girl. Whoa. So say Enchi Hypo, big proven girl. I think she's laid the past 2 years for me. Have to look at her sizes, but I think I have 6 of her babies over there. I think she laid 7 or 8 this time.
Nice.
So last year she laid 7 or 8, and then so she's probably an 8 egg layer on average. If I had to look at her clutch 2 years ago, I have a pair. Actually, it'll be a trio. I'll sell them as a trio, like very cheap.
Okay.
Compared to what they are on Morph Market, but 2 of these double het albino pieds, proven girls with a albino pied male, all proven. She's the mom of those albino het pieds and the pied het albinos, and the other one is the mom of the Candino pieds. So they both laid this year. She laid 9 eggs this year, and the one that laid the albino pieds laid 9 this year and 8 last year, and the other one I think laid 8 this year. So, and none last year. She did not go last year.
Yeah.
And I would do, God, what did we decide on that pair? I do $750 for that trio. 2 double het proven females and a double visual adult male for $750. I have some other stuff. Fire yellow belly het pied adult girl. She'll be going and available. She's huge. Still gaining weight back from laying a clutch. She laid 11 eggs this year. So yeah, she's like, I hate it. She's still kind of got a little loose skin, and she laid 3-4 months ago and has eaten every week, but she was a 3,500 gram, 4,000 gram snake and laid huge eggs. So she's still actually trying to get her weight back. I won't be breeding her this year again. Some other stuff I got. I have a black pastel het pied female proven. She was the first one to give me panda pieds. Very nice line of black pastel as well.
Dark.
Yeah. She gave me my first panda pied, and I was super stoked with that. I have my original het pied female as well. This was the first female to give me a visual recessive. So again, normal het pied. My favorite part about her always was these tracks she's got.
Oh wow, she is.
About halfway down, actually starts here and her head's there. So
yeah,
they're probably the craziest het pied tracks I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But she'll be available. I have probably 1 or 2 visual pieds I'd let go of, stuff like that. I do have a list. Cannot remember all of them, but I think I have a list of about 25 or 30 breeder females.
Wow.
So again, shoot me a DM, find me on Morph Market and shoot me a text. My number is 585-820-3299. So
can you repeat that?
Yep. 585-820-3299. There you go. So if you guys have any questions on anything, I did not go over half the stuff I have available. I do also, I think, have some breeder males I've been, kicking back and forth doing, letting go of. But
so do you have any like visual clown females?
I've been debating one. Killer clown female. Proven for someone I bought it from, has not laid with me last year. Okay. Or in the past 2 years, did not lay. So don't
you got a question here.
Oh my god. No, I don't ship to India. Why is the whole crew on there?
Oh, that's funny, Frank.
With them digits. Come on, Frank. How much for that Hepide Fimo with tracks? I'd have to look at my list. Where'd I put? I'd put my phone somewhere. I'd do 150 for her, off the dome. 150 for her and shipping.
Yep.
But
That's not bad. And she's proven.
oh yeah, I didn't pair her last year. She laid 3 years straight for me. And
There you go. Bold.
gotcha.
You made some money today. You didn't even
Yeah, thank you. But she laid 3 years straight for me, and then last year I decided just not to pair. I didn't have anything that I was super, super excited about with her. So, and again, she's one I held on to maybe a little too long for myself because of sentimental value. But I was like, I got some visual pies now. I got some het pies with some codom, so it might be time to let her go.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jason, shoot me a text or a DM. We'll get something worked out. I don't know where you are, but
Emma said first dibs. So here's one final question I like to ask all the guests. Unless you want to keep showing stuff off, I don't, if you're making money, let's make money, right?
That's a bad question for me to ask, for you to ask. Oh, I got too many. Oh, God. Double snakes. One side if they finally breed snakes. I don't know. After there's a few. Again, it's weird.
Yeah.
Mainly, it's like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Why? Like just like simple questions. It's not like anything stupid, really. I don't find a lot of questions stupid because I think what we do is relatively stupid to everyone else. Like, you breed snakes, like what the hell? And then you take them to, like, there's people who've been to a show and they're like, I have no clue this happens. And I'm like, there's 10,000 people in this show or whatever. So to most people, they don't know. So I think a lot of their questions are valid, but it's like, oh, do they eat mice or rats? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Like, do you feed them like hot dogs or like what? Like, they'll ask me like crazy things. Like, do they eat hot dogs? Why can't they eat salad or something?
Salad,
like that?
yes, that's what my little sister asked me. Why do you have to feed the rats? Just feed them salad. I'm like, that's not how that goes.
One of my least favorite questions is, do they bite?
Yes.
Because usually my response to that is, I could bite you right now, but I'm not going to. Like, everything that has a mouth could bite you. It's just like,
I can bite you.
Probably not. I just like, there's a lot of questions again. Do you have toxic balls because you got bit? No, it runs in the family. Ask my dad. It's not.
What's up with the name? Like, how did you come up with the name?
You want to know the truthful answer? I was 12 years old, messing around with my other 12-year-old friend, and said, "Ha, that's funny," and kept it. And
there you go.
Right. And there's been multiple times where I'm like, should I change this? And I've always settled on no. I think there's going to be a time where I probably do change it. At this point, it's just, again, people know me by it. I think it's more of a problem it's not really a problem, but it's more of a problem to people who don't know, or again, like doing a business pitch tomorrow, like the name is not, again, a serious business name outside of, even inside of the ball python realm. It's like, grab my balls or whatever. Like, that's a business and it's hilarious. And I love it. Right. But if you go to, again, a pitch meeting or an investor and you go, "Ha, my business is grab my balls," they'll look at you and go, "Get out."
Right. Yeah.
So I've thought about changing my name multiple times. Will it happen? Probably. But as of now, I love how people know me by it. And even people there's some people who definitely get turned away by it. There's a lot of people who are, holy shit, that's the funniest name ever. My kid's name's Tyler. They buy shirts. Or I've been told, like, I went to a show. I don't remember one other person in that show besides you, just because your name.
Yeah, I love the name. Yeah, balls deep. I know we get such a hard time.
Like, That is such a good freaking name.
But I wouldn't
Right.
want my kid walking around with a balls deep
Balls deep
shirt
shirt.
on. You know,
Right.
toxic balls. Your logo will put it out there. You have your
Right.
snake head on there. It's like,
Right.
yeah, I'm about a snake.
Right. And
But
I think, again, it's funny when parents come up, hey, like my cousin's name is Tyler, and get him a shirt or whatever. Like that's most of my merchandise sales are that. They know someone named Tyler and they think it's funny and they get him a shirt or they get him whatever. Right. And I think it's so good and so funny within the sphere we're in. Are there some times where it's like, sometimes when I'm talking to people who don't know, and I could say, I don't want to be him, but just business name wise, like Canova, sleek, Chimera, sleek, not Tyler Toxic Balls. Right. Just random people is kind of like sometimes funny, but I talk to you and I talk to other people in the industry and it's just great. Like it's amazing. So most of my questions that I don't.
Do you have a shirt down there you can show, or
they are currently in my garage.
So
we
that's
brought
enough.
we brought them upstairs the other day. But most of my, I'd call them stupid questions, come from my name.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he's toxic or this and that. And it's people who like have ball pythons too on occasion.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
like, no. When people ask me who have been to a show once and it's like, okay, like, haha, like, no, like I always say I'm the toxic one, not the snakes. When you walk around with 2 ball pythons in your hand and you go, are these toxic? I'm like,
yeah, right.
Oh, but
that and the are they poisonous? The poisonous.
Right. That was another thing. Again, bothers me. But if you don't know, you don't know, right? I think
any grade schooler should know that though. Like, there's a toxic and there's a venomous. Let's explain it. I think it's a little bit better.
I know, but I don't think like there was not one time, even in my high school years, people, hey, are those poisonous? Because I don't think there's one class, biology or science or anything, where they go difference between poisonous and venomous or anything. And I don't know how people would know that without it. Or like now it's obviously more readily available to like, this is poisonous because you eat it. You can't eat this, what is it? Pufferfish, because it's poisonous.
Right.
Yep. Where it's like, oh, if you get stabbed, it's venomous. Like that's out there a lot now. But again, I don't expect most people to know the difference between poisonous and venomous unless you should know the difference. Again, you're at a reptile expo, maybe you should know the difference.
My t-shirts, when I get them made, it's going to have the explanation on the back. So
I think that's great. I think that's solid.
I'm going to educate them one way or the other.
Right. And I think that's one of my favorite things about it too, is just teaching people education. And we talked about it backstage too. I just find joy in it. Just talking to kids, and I've been told like I love education and I love being in like an influence to people. I think it's great. Whether I've worked at daycares before, multiple, and I just find it fun because you can make an impression on someone, on a kid's life for the better. So I enjoy doing that, working at a daycare or with what I love to do, which is just
Absolutely. Well, man, I've kept you over an hour.
It felt like 20 minutes.
What's that?
Felt like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're easy to talk to.
I try. I don't like stale people.
Yeah.
But
it's hard. I've been on a couple interviews and it's kind of hard to pull the conversation out of them. And then you've got the other ones just like you, just like bet, towel. And I love that.
Oh,
wow. No.
I can't.
Wow. Do we need to get off of here now? We got a little competition going on in the chat.
I can't believe this right now. Give me 2 seconds. Just leave that up there. Hold on. Let me just. Bam. Thanks. All right. Solid. Thank you. But I've been told that. Like, I think Adam told me that. He was like, could have done that for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I like to talk.
Yeah.
But, no.
And that's good in this when you're trying to sell stuff. You know, you got to be able to talk to people and carry on a decent conversation, or don't be one of the people, we always say it, sitting down on your ass at the snake show trying to sell, and you're over there on your cell phone. And you know, I've walked up to them and they won't even look up at you or acknowledge you, and I just keep walking.
That's my favorite thing about having my dad is like sometimes I can't do that. Like I'm shot, you know, sometimes, or he's shot sometimes, but we can trade off. I do. Does anyone know where I can get a director's chair? Tall ones. I'm looking for those. Haven't really scouted one out. But give him a follow too. Dropped a snake off to him this weekend.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. But I actually picked it up from Baker for him, drove it to Buffalo for him. Great guy. Great guy.
There you go. Stan said, Tyler, keep smashing your goals, bro. Absolutely.
Thank you. Wow.
Emma loves your snakes. Or your oh Lord. Woo! Okay.
I do with you guys, like honestly. We don't want the podcast to end.
It doesn't have to end. I'm just an old lady. I gotta go pee.
I got scorned tomorrow. Yeah.
Hey David.
What's up? Stanny from upstate. Yeah, I think so.
No, Stan is in Florida.
Wait. Oh yeah. God. Yes, wrong. But no, thank you for having me on. This was
absolutely, man.
This is fun. I'll hair in my mouth. But
and I'm so glad you're part of the Saturday show now too. And you know, it's challenging, and I know, you know, people have shows and stuff like that, and that's what I say. If you can't make it, you can't make it. But you know, and people say all the time, "Hey, I'm still here. I'm still good. I just, you know, been busy." That's fine. That's great. I understand it. So don't be stressed out about that stuff.
No, I'll told you I won't be here this weekend. Wasn't there last weekend. Next weekend I'm free. So I definitely enjoy doing stuff like that too. Just getting together as a group and hanging out. So thank you, Holly. Thank you, everyone in the chat who's been blowing it up. Love you guys. Give me a follow if you're interested in anything. Shoot me a text, DM, whatever.
And you know, Bobby, I don't know if I did my exit video, so we'll just go ahead and end it now.
There you go.
That's just me. I'm forgetful. Bye.
See you guys.